Hi everyone, Facebook Live, hi members. I'm pretty excited because I'm talking to you from a tripod. So this is the first time I've actually done a Facebook Live from a tripod, and a tripod that actually stands at my height. I've been for the last 2 years making do with a tripod that sits on a table and doesn't extend any further than sort of that much from the table. And so I've actually invested in myself. I've actually today gone out and done some shopping. Now, 2 years ago, I would have been shopping for myself. In other words, I'd be shopping for clothes or shoes or handbags, coming to America and knowing that I'm getting great deals on those items. But today I have invested in myself with respect to my business as well. I've made some decisions, and this is what's so incredible, is the transformation when you're passionate about your business, when you're excited about the things that you're building within your business. You get excited about investing in equipment that's going to help you progress and help you build your business. So that's the first thing, is I've bought this incredible tripod. I went to Best Buy this morning. I didn't have any intention of buying anything, but I knew that I was up for some new things. The first thing was a tripod. I actually got half off the tripod, and the reason I got half off is because I needed to invest in a new laptop. One of the most important tools of the trade. Now, my little MacBook Air that I've been operating from for the last 4 to 6 weeks here in America, and the one that I travel with always, I had a look and it was dated 2011. So it was extremely slow, and today was enough. Hi Bobby, I just had enough. Today I had 2 webinars scheduled. The first one was for my Gold Plus members, and it was very stressful because the laptop was so incredibly slow that it was just driving me mad. And that, on top of an internet that drops out, is just very frustrating. So that was the first webinar, and then Claudia ran her webinar at 10:30 a.m. Eastern this morning for the 90-day health and wellbeing challenge, and she was depending on me to record it. So I was recording it, but the laptop was so incredibly slow that I was freezing the whole time on that webinar, and that was just driving me nuts. So I thought, you know what, this is the time now for the upgrade. So I went into Best Buy's, and this is what I ended up buying, and it's a MacBook Pro. Don't ask me what the specs are, but it was sort of the mid-range one. It wasn't the one with the lower hard drive. It was sort of mid-range. And it was an incredible price. It was saved $100. So I got it for $13.99 US. And then there was a student price or a student coupon as well that was an offer. So that was $150 off. So in total, it was $250 off the MacBook Pro. And that was a great incentive to actually go ahead. Yes, Claudia. New laptop. So today just frustrated me like anything, and Dad's with me here. He flew in 2 days ago, and we went out for lunch, and you know what I said to Dad? We should just go and have a look at Best Buy. And so we went in, and I had no intention of buying, and this young man came up and he said, did you know that there is a student discount that I can offer you right now on one of these MacBooks? And I said, really? He said, yes. So it didn't take much sort of convincing after this morning's episodes with those webinars, Claudia, right? This morning, even though it recorded, I was freezing the whole time. And yes, what a good economic buy that was. So $250 off. And the reason I was starting to get these discounts was because then I knew, and Claudia, we talked about this, I needed a camera. So another great buy, this kit, which comes with an extra $200 lens and a camera bag, $750 down to $450. So he could do that, and based on the fact that I was buying the MacBook Pro as well, another brilliant buy. And the other great thing, it has the attachment here for, oh yes, I brought it here. Hang on. It has an attachment for a microphone. So now I have the tripod. It's taking me 18 months. I have the tripod, I have the camera, I have the microphone that sits on top of the camera for great content. No drone yet. No drone yet. I just think that needs to just, it's going to take me 3 months to learn all this stuff, right? To really get to know what's going on here. And the other thing that I purchased, and he did some great deals on the add-ons. And the next thing was this, which is now, it just gives you that capability to plug in to the MacBook Pro so that you can put your USB and a mouse if you want to. And that way it's just got the new connector. It's just a connector that allows you that access. But what I want to do is eventually have everything on Google Docs, Google Drive, or even Dropbox, so I don't have to carry around that chunky USB hard drive. So that's my purchasing today. So the brilliant thing about this is I've invested in my business. I have a tax deduction against my business, so that's incredibly wise and incredibly smart. If I was going out and buying clothes and shoes and handbags, I wouldn't be getting that tax deductible expense against my business. So it's even cheaper for me once you calculate the reduction in tax, or the income tax reduction. So it's a very cool thing. What an awesome sales guy. Was he Stuart? No, he wasn't Stuart. That's so funny, Claudia. He was very quiet, he was very unassuming, and he was just very genuine and very authentic and very real, and he was even a little bit shy, and I just took a real liking to him. I thought he was lovely, and he was just very genuine and very honest and very authentic. And he was telling me about, he owned that camera, and he could have sold me a more expensive camera, but he didn't. He sold me that camera, and it was based on his experiences with it, and he could share his experiences. And then he said to me that the camera that I was pointing out was a camera without an attachment for the microphone. And I didn't even realize, didn't even think about that. And he listened to what I wanted the camera for. So he listened to my wants and my needs. And he then said to me, but this has an attachment for a microphone. And I went, great point, because I was being geared towards something that was a little smaller and a little more lightweight and a little more compact, and yet it had nowhere to actually attach a microphone. So he did completely the right thing there. And on top of that, he gave me a tripod half off. He gave me $30 off the attachment, and he gave me $10 off the microphone as well, because he had some room to move with some of these add-ons that I added to that whole pack. So the interesting point to all of this is I said to him, and this is all about impact on people. What sort of impact are you making on people? It could be a very, very small thing. And it was a very small impact that I made on this young man. For me, it was a very small impact, but for him, a huge impact, because what I did do was thank him very much for the customer service that he provided me today. And I said, you know, where's your manager? Do you have a manager? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, could you call him out, please? So he called his supervisor over, and I just said to the supervisor, I just want to say how brilliant this young man was. And, you know, he provided incredible service to me. But the most important thing is I walked into this store not prepared to spend anything. I was not going to spend, and I was going to do my research. I was going to come home, and I was going to actually even look online and maybe order it online. However, I went in there, and he was great with his manner and the way he addressed my needs. And as a result of that, he ended up with a $2,000 sale. So I said to the manager, you know, I wasn't going to spend anything, and here I am walking out this store with all of this gear. So I just want to say thank you very much to him. His name was TJ, and he was glowing. Like, he was like standing there, and this was an Australian tourist in Middle America, praising them for the incredible customer service that he gave. And me and my dad were standing there, and the impact, you could see physically the impact that it had on him. And the manager was also, he says, oh yeah, TJ, he's just awesome. So, one small thing, by just giving some compliments, giving some feedback to someone, can actually raise them by 10 inches and make them 10 inches taller. And, it just comes back, it does come back. So that's my share today. I'm pretty excited. Like I said, it's going to take me about the thickness of that book, the size of that book for the camera is huge. Dad just said it's going to take you 2 months to go through that book, but I don't care. I'm pretty excited. And what a great investment in my business this is, and what a great tax deduction this is as a result of doing this. And I'm pretty excited because Claudia did say to me, you need an iPod because you talk with your hands. So I'm going to get used to now, without the selfie stick, using this more and providing more valuable content to people. And you never know, it can end up being marketing, or it can end up being advertising. So Claudia, it's very late there right now. Germany, I'm just thinking it would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. I bet you've been up working on the business, right? There's no stopping you. So actually you went out tonight too. Yeah, so I'm wondering how the concert went. So anyway, that's my share to you all, and I will check in. I need to do another video, so I need to catch up. So tomorrow I think will be the time to catch up on my video. No gym, I've decided today, because I'm actually going to a gym class tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I think if I go tonight and then tomorrow morning, that's a lot. So I've decided to have 1 day out, 1 day off out of the 7, and I'll be back in the gym tomorrow for the 90-day health and wellbeing challenge. And I'm just pretty excited to start my gear up. So that's what it's all about for me today. So over and out here from Ohio in America, and Claudia, we'll check in tomorrow, and over and out to everyone. Bye.